This is IQOO's new Z7 phone, and in this video we are going to talk about the good, bad and ugly. And no, I did not steal that from Mr. Who's the Boss. I plagiarized that from Odd Ones Out 2. But anyways, let's get started. So सबसे पहले this video is divided into 5 parts, so feel free जिस भी section में आपको जाना है if you are in a hurry, or watch the entire video to get in-depth conclusion. Is this phone really worth it or not? Because this phone costs around 18,999. मुझे exchange offer पे around 4,500 रुपीस minus मिल गया था. And मेरे पास जो ये version है, this is the IQOO Z7 with 6GB RAM. There is also a version for 8GB RAM that's just 1,000 rupees more. But the first things is this box is a lot different. As you can see, usually normal boxes open square, but this opens in a different way for sure. So as you can see, जैसे ही मैं phone खोलता हूँ, the first thing that I see is phone, and I am going to be really careful. This is the phone, and let's keep this aside. And the second thing is really crappy packing, because let's not pretend कि मैंने ये phone open नहीं किया है. मैंने ये phone open किया and I tried my best to pack it all in, but I guess मुझसे बहुत गंदी तरह हुआ. But this is all that comes inside: phone manual, a phone case, a charger, and इसका cable भी. I just felt it would be messy to keep it in here. So let's talk about the phone. Now as you can see, मैं इसे निकाल रहा हूँ cover से. This phone is actually quite a nice color. I really like the shine in it, and as you can see, ये light पे भी depend करता है कि which shade you are viewing, because in this angle it looks like purple. When you look at like this, it looks like blue. And to be honest, I really like this. Maybe I won't use it on my regular phone that much, but if I just want to spice things up, I would definitely use this, because I am kinda black all day kind of guy. And second thing is this phone is really light. I'm not saying it's a good thing, because this phone does not feel too comfortable in the hand. इसके जो straw edges है, I feel they are a bit too sharp and not rounded as most modern phones and premium phones है. 18,000 is a good range to buy a phone. And one more thing that you will see here, it does not has a fingerprint sensor, because it has a AMOLED display and it has inbuilt fingerprint sensor. Now this phone is quite big enough. मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलूँगा कि ये phone कम है. It also has a really good brightness, although outside use के लिए this is not really useful, because मैंने notice किया है कि बहुत time the sunlight is way too much for the phone to handle. Except for that, I feel in terms of design and look, the phone really nails it. हाथ में पकड़ने के लिए इतना कंफर्टेबल नहीं है, बट आई एम प्रीटी श्योर कि मोस्ट ऑफ द जो लोग जो फोन यूज करते हैं, दे आर गोना यूज अ केस. इवन दिस केस जिन्होंने दिया है एक नॉर्मल प्लास्टिक केस है. इवन अगर मैं ये केस यूज करता हूँ, इट फील्स क्वाइट मोर कंफर्टेबल देन जस्ट होल्डिंग द फोन इन योर हैंड्स. सो या, दैट्स नॉट अ ह्यूज प्रॉब्लम. वन थिंग दैट आई रियली डोंट लाइक इज दैट द नॉच जो नीचे है एंड वो ऊपर है may not seem like a big difference, but when you really use a phone, you can easily sort out कि yeah, okay, नीचे का notch थोड़ा सा बड़ा है. I really don't like the feel of that. I mean, I get it कि they want to budget cut some things, but it just doesn't look that good. Except for that, in terms of look, I will give this a phone around 8.5, because it's really nice. One thing that I really don't like is it does not come in any color variants. That's really bad. Now let's talk about the phone's performance, display and software. So first things first, phone uses Dimensity 920 microprocessor. मैं नाम भूल गया था. It also has a good Antutu score, as you can see on the screen. But और भी phones हैं इस range में which have a better processor and utilize this processor better. For example, Poco X5, I feel उसका processor ज़्यादा अच्छा है. And if you are seeing a video about that, you can check it out here, and also here एक और video with the difference between Poco X5 and Z7. Now let's talk about display. So display is actually AMOLED display with inbuilt finger sensor, and I feel that inbuilt finger sensor is not the best thing for me, because I feel that this is comfortable कि जैसे open. The brightness is 1300 nits and it is pretty good. It's not best, but it's pretty good in sunlight too. मैंने बहुत सारी चीजें notice की हैं, especially in the summer जब गर्मी इतनी ज़्यादा है कि दैट फ़ोन में देखना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होता है, बट इट्स एक्चुअली क्वाइट बेटर फ्रॉम अ लॉट ऑफ अदर फोन्स. And it does have auto brightness detection better in compared to other phones, because just having auto brightness doesn't mean it's gonna work all the time. And I felt कि इस phone में actually अच्छी तरह करता है. One more thing is that it does has enough bada screen that you will never notice the difference between a more premium phone and this phone. But here is the deal breaker for me at least, and this is just my personal opinion. This phone uses Fun Touch OS. There's nothing against it, ऐसे मैं नहीं बोलूँगा, but I am not a fan of Fun Touch OS because I feel that it's not the best and it doesn't feel premium, and especially इनकी जो speed है, they say it's 90 Hz display, but I can seriously see कि ये 60 Hz ही है. And especially मैं फ़ोन में जब settings बदल रहा हूँ या डिफरेंट ऐप्स यूज़ कर रहा हूँ, ये ऑटोमेटिकली फ्रेम रेट ड्रॉप हो रही है इवन दो इट इज़ अ 90 Hz डिस्प्ले. So most of the times you are gonna see 60 Hz or 90 Hz, but I won't say that it's good enough to benefit you, because most of the phones जो 120 Hz के हैं, because इस range में nowadays 120 Hz is not that uncommon. Even in Poco X5 I think there is 120 Hz and it actually feels like it. एक और चीज़ that I'm not sure उन्होंने क्यों सोचा, ये अच्छी बात है, when you hit the 3 dots, I'm not sure उसे क्या बोलते हैं, but when you hit this, उन्हें क्यों ऐसे करना था? Why did they need to make it go right to left? This is probably the worst thing that I ever saw. So except for the Fun Touch OS, I feel that this phone in terms of performance and screen goes to 7.5, which is good enough for mid-range phone at least. Now let's talk about the camera. So as you can see, this is currently being recorded an IQOO Z7 and I feel that it is pretty clear and crisp and I really like the video quality, but here it all goes down. But before that, this is the video quality in IQOO Z7 and this is the video quality on मेरा 2-year-old phone Redmi Note 10 Pro. I am keeping this as a bar instead of Poco X5 because बहुत सारे shots में आपने पहले ही देख लिया है. The side shots previously were Poco X5. Now I feel कि ये कैमरा का microphone is really nice and this camera does not has a good microphone. ऑडियो कैंसलेशन को उन्होंने कुछ ज़्यादा सीरियसली ले लिया है एंड वो ह्यूमन वॉइस को थोड़ा मॉडिफाई कर रहा है, विच आई फील इज डिस्टॉर्टिंग द ऑडियो अ बिट इवन दिस कम्प्लीटली क्लोज्ड रूम, जबकि यहाँ पर इट शुड नॉट यूज नॉइस कैंसलेशन और इन बिट वॉट एवर बिकॉज माइक्रोफोन इज नॉट गुड. As you can see the difference, it's clearly a lot less crisp on the Z7. Now I said the video quality is good, but under really proper conditions, only with proper lighting. Except for that, it really suffers to keep up with the light. Okay, I would like to add the front camera at night time is not the worst and it is actually quite nice. I'm pretty sure mostly आप अगर नहीं सुन पा रहे होगे तो फिर I will just do a voice over. But बाकी सारी चीज़ें night time के here are a few photos and you can see what is the quality like. And I feel it's not the best, but it is nice. And photos are mediocre at my best. This phone is not meant for photography. I felt that even though it has a 64 megapixel camera, it just does not have that AI helping. For example, most of the Redmi and the Xiaomi ke phones have a small thing called AI and it does not have that. It does have a small button here that automatically detects, but it's not well developed enough कि वो अच्छी तरह distinguish कर पाए, except for a few rare cases of really close-ups or greenery. In all other places with low lights or a bit shaky, this phone really suffers and I do not like the camera quality. So if you are going for this phone for this camera, I would say that this would be your worst choice ever, because I would say कि मेरे पुराने फ़ोन Redmi Note 10 Pro को कंपेयर भी करोगे तो उसके फ़ोटोज़ ज़्यादा बेटर हैं नाइट टाइम में, because it's just a lot more processed. Okay, now let's talk about the battery life and the speaker quality. So first things first is I actually really like the battery life in this phone. Even though मैंने expect नहीं की थी कि इतनी अच्छी battery life होने वाली है, it is surprisingly. It lasts me around a day on power usage. That means bit of video creation, bit of gaming, and at least 2 hours of watching YouTube videos. And I feel that it does charge pretty fast enough, even though it only has a 33 watt charger, jabki बहुत सारे phones now have 66 watt charging. But it is really nice to see this phone perform in terms of battery. Now let's talk about the speaker. So as you can see, the speaker on this is really important to me, क्योंकि मैं starting से बोल रहा था कि मेरा Redmi वाला 2 speaker है, blah 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 blah. So this only has 1 speaker, but I feel the sound quality is actually really good in comparison to Redmi phones also, even though उनके पास 2 speakers होते हैं and Dolby Atmos. I'm not really considering कि Dolby Atmos on करके Redmi के phones के साथ, but still I feel it's pretty good, as you can see here. And series of the favorite नहीं था, and I didn't really like that, but I'm not sure F9 I feel it's kinda nice, so I will probably watch that. So as you can see the speaker quality is actually quite nice. Now let's talk about the final verdict. Should you or should you not buy this phone? In my opinion, अगर आप इसे daily use के लिए use करना चाहते हैं, maybe a bit of power usage, some gaming, then yeah, definitely go for it. You can shoot videos with it, you can play games, and it won't lag that much. But if you're into content creation, then I will not suggest this phone, because as I said, camera quality is not the best, and I feel in this range you can get a bit more better software optimization for this rate, and Fanta choice is not really my favorite. So अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो शेयर कीजिए and subscribe करना मत भूलिएगा मुझे एक्सपर्ट डिफन को. Yes, I changed my name that, and watch this review of Oppo Enco earbuds. That's a mouthful. And I'll see you in the next one.